Hi, hello, it's Maya. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name's Maya. I just said that. I post like lifestyle, vlog, life update, kind of get ready with me, fashion, whatever type videos. You know, all the typical girly things. I'm just a modified gal while doing it. And then of course I have all my body mod videos, which is what I'm known for, but not all that I post and not all that I am. So if that sounds of any interest to you, consider subscribing to my channel, maybe like the video and comment something. Actually, you know what? I got it for you. Comment a goal that you have accomplished this year or a goal that you want to accomplish this year, okay? If you didn't know what to comment, there you go. I just gave you a prompt. Aren't I so helpful? So we are comfy cozy in my bed right now. I got the blankets pulled up. I got my comfy sweater on. My voice is getting a little crackly. I just want to give an update on how things have been the last month since I decided to turn my life around. You guys are probably watching this like a week later, but as of today, right now filming this, it has been exactly a month since I have started disciplining myself essentially. So I kind of just want to like give an update, mostly for myself so that I have something to like look back on, but also, you know, if this is relatable to anybody and it can be helpful to you, then it's a win-win. So as some of you may know, back in 2022, I went through a kind of traumatic health thing, which I've never been transparent about, and I probably won't be just because it's never been something that I want to like get other people's opinions or advice on, because it was something that impacted me a lot. So it wouldn't be helpful, even though I know that it comes from a good place. Like, I don't want to go there. But what I can say is that it's severely impacted my pelvic floor, my hips, my mobility, just basically all the muscles in like the hip, thigh, pelvis area. So I essentially had to learn to live in a body that felt foreign to me, and it's honestly taken me like 2 years to come to a place where I have like fully accepted that. And because I have fully accepted that, I have decided to dig myself out of the hole that I feel like I have been in for the last 2 years and start just fucking getting my shit together, honestly. I just got fed up with like feeling stuck and sad and unmotivated and unhealthy and feeling like I was making excuses every single day, just all those things. So I decided to challenge myself. I wanted to see what exactly I could do with the body that I've been given, with the circumstances that I have been put into, and just see like what I can do essentially. Like what can I accomplish right now? So I just want to talk about those things and hopefully give like monthly updates just so that I can like look back on this and like see where I've started, see how far I've come, see how much farther I have to go. The first thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to read more. I very much got stuck in like a social media cycle where like that's all I was doing. I was either just like gaming, scrolling through Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Like, I used to be that kid that would read a lot. But then obviously as I got older and, you know, I started going on the internet, my priorities changed and reading just wasn't that important to me anymore. But I decided, you know what, if I can just like read 20 minutes a day, then that's good, right? Read a chapter of a book a day. And so that's what I've been doing. I'm currently reading the Song of Ice and Fire series, so I'm still on the first book of Game of Thrones, and I'm like halfway through it. And the other things that I have been reading are self-help books, which I want to show you. I have these 3 that I'm currently like halfway through all of them. I kind of just cycle through whichever one I feel like reading that day. This first one is Codependent No More. Pretty obvious. I was in a very codependent relationship for like 3 to 4 years. The last year was pretty rocky. The codependency we had, I think, benefited us at a certain time, and then it just started to not benefit us. And I got some things I gotta unlearn. I think that's okay to admit. Second one is anti-diet. This is basically just reclaim your time, money, well-being, and happiness through intuitive eating. You know, I struggle with an ED, and that's something that I feel like I've really gotten a handle on recently. We can get into that later. I will say the only thing that I don't like about this book is that it does promote the whole like health at every size thing, which I just personally don't agree with. I do think you can be overweight and be healthy, but I don't think that you can be like severely overweight or like obese and be healthy, which I'm just like, I don't feel like this book really does a good job at like differentiating those things. So that's my beef with that. The next one is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Typical millennial book. Yeah, I just care too much sometimes, so I gotta learn to not care too much. This next book I have not started because I just feel like it's gonna make me incredibly upset, and it's called Invisible Women: Data Bias in a World Designed for Men. Essentially just how women have been left out of everything. So Yeah, obviously haven't read this for reasons. That was the first goal. Second one, stretching. I stretch every single morning now. I focus mostly on my back and my hips, and then if I like have a particularly sore area of my body that day, I will tend to that one more. If my neck hurts, I'll do some neck stretches. If, you know, my shoulders or my arms are feeling kind of sore from a workout, stretch those. I've kept up with doing it every single morning, and I'm not sure that I like fully feel a difference, but I do feel like it's getting, one, easier to remember all the stretches that I'm gonna do without having to like look up like a video or an article about like what stretches what. That's coming a lot easier to me. I think just in general, like I do feel like I can push myself a little bit further with my stretches. Not to the point where it's like super painful, but like I can hold the stretch a lot longer even when it's slightly uncomfortable, because in order to stretch out muscles there is going to be like slight discomfort with that. It shouldn't be painful, but it should kind of hurt a little bit. The next thing that I've been doing is keeping up on my habits. I have a habit tracker on my phone. I update it every single day after I have done something. You know, I got in a cycle of not taking care of myself, and I really would try hard. Like I would try very, very hard to do all these basic mundane things like washing my face and brushing my teeth, but it did become difficult because of the place that I was in. But then I had to think to myself, like, okay, am I just making excuses for myself? Possibly. I don't know. Is the depression really that bad? Or like, can I just get up off my ass and just go brush my teeth? And that's the thing, is that I don't want anyone to think that I'm like downplaying mental illness, okay? Because obviously I was so down bad in a place where like just doing those things was very difficult for me. So I'm not downplaying that at all. I'm just saying, like, for me personally, after like working with the therapist and getting back on medication and coming to terms with my depression and anxiety and health issues and all those things, doing these simple daily habits has just become a lot easier. You know, and I'm like so dedicated to trying to like keep up with these habits that like today, right now, I have to leave like immediately after this to go to work. So I don't have time to brush my teeth. I'm gonna take my toothbrush and my toothpaste and I'm gonna go to work and brush my teeth there. It's late at night and maybe I was on the computer for too long and I'm like really tired and I don't feel like taking my makeup off. And then I have to sit there and be like, but Maya, just do it. Number one, you're gonna feel so good. And number two, it's literally like a 5-minute process. Like honestly, like what else are you doing? Just do it. A lot of the times I am just giving myself tough love in a way. Yeah, I may not want to do these things, but I'm going to. I literally will tell myself, no, like you're just being lazy. And I'm not being like mean to myself. I'm just being honest. Like, no, you just don't want to do it because you're being lazy, but just like go do it. It's fine. Another thing is just self-care. And this isn't like the basic things like taking your makeup off or like skincare and stuff. This is more like doing little things for myself that I enjoy. Like wearing slippers. Wearing slippers is self-care because it's comfy, cozy, and I look cute. Taking a bath is self-care for me because I'm allowing my body to just relax. Taking a moment to just lay there in the water and have a good old time. It's having a little diet soda while I'm on my computer and eating supper. It's putting on lotion after a shower because I care about myself and I want to have nice soft skin. Another thing that I've done is I went and got a massage. Granted, I did not know it was going to be a massage when I went there in the first place. My therapist recommended me her friend. I thought it was gonna be some spiritual woo-woo shit and she was gonna like run her hands over me with some energy shit. Yeah, no, I get there and she's like, if you're comfortable, you can undress to your underwear. And I'm like, I did not know I was gonna get a full body massage, so I'm not wearing underwear. And yeah, it was a weird experience because I've never just had a raw dog and massage table before, but I did it and I actually enjoyed it. I made more appointments because it felt fucking good. And another thing is just like dressing up for work. Not wearing joggers all the time. You know, I got to a place where I was just wearing joggers all the time because I was either hungover and I didn't want to get dressed and I would just wake up in the clothes I was wearing and go to work like that because I can wear whatever I want at work, or I was just too lazy to change into things. But now it's like I actually wear leggings and wear cute socks and do my hair and everything for work. And it's something small, but it's something that I used to do before all this bullshit happened to me. And I'm glad that I'm doing it again because it's so simple, but it really does help. Now the next thing, which is the biggest thing, this is the thing that I felt like I was going to struggle with the most, and I'm actually very proud of myself because it's been a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. And that's the whole daily activity thing. My main goal was to just move my body every single day. In some way, shape, or form. It could be as simple as doing yoga. It could be a super intense HIIT workout. Doesn't matter, I just wanted to do something. And I've done that. So I started out with just the goal of wanting to move my body every day. And then I kind of got into a little workout split, I'll just call it, that I feel like has really worked for me. So I'm gonna say what that is now, and maybe a month or two from now that will change. But as of right now, this is what I do. Sunday is cardio. I walk on the treadmill. Some days I will just keep it a low impact speed and I'll just walk for 20 minutes. Other days I will walk a bit faster on an incline. Doesn't matter, as long as I do cardio. Mondays I do Pilates. This is mostly for my core. It is actually a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. It kicked my ass and I loved every second of it. Maybe not every second of it. Maybe I was a little bit in pain because I'm still learning mind-muscle connection. So focusing on my abs and stomach muscles rather than like my back muscles is kind of difficult, and my back hurts when I do ab stuff, but I digress. Tuesday is kind of like a rest day for me. So that's when I do yoga, because you know, an active rest day. Yoga is nice because it's just another way for me to, the air came on, that's nice. It's just another way for me to like further stretch my body and work on my mobility, and I am kind of excited to see what I can end up doing, because I'll follow a YouTube video and she'll do like the normal stretches and then she'll be like, oh, if you want a more advanced version, you can do this. And I can't do those advanced versions yet, but maybe one day I will be able to. And that's kind of what I'm hoping. Wednesdays, I do my arms and my back. Typically, this is just strength training for me, so I'm just lifting weights. Sometimes I will watch a little like workout video beforehand that just to kind of like get the muscles warmed up, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just go straight into just lifting weights. As of right now, I'm just doing it at home with smaller weights just so I can kind of like build up a little bit of confidence again, because the goal is eventually to get to a gym. I just want to kind of feel comfortable with what I'm doing and where I'm at home first. I do have like 5, 7.5, and 10-pound weights, so I can just start off with those and slowly work my way up. I think when I get to a place where 10 pounds feels like it's getting easy, that's when I think I'll be ready to like get to a gym. Thursday is cardio again. Friday I do my legs and my glutes. Same thing as the arms and the back, just using weights, strength training, resistance bands, and then sometimes I will follow a video, sometimes I won't. Saturday, another rest day, so more yoga. This is what I'm doing right now, and it's really working for me. I'm really happy with what I'm doing, how I'm feeling. I think that like this little split that I have going on is like really beneficial, because even though I'm doing cardio and that is technically an active workout, it still can kind of be almost like a rest day for me. So it's like I'm still being active, but I'm not pushing myself too hard, because that way the days that I am doing like Pilates and then the 2 strength training days, I'm giving myself time and space in between those days for those certain body parts to fully recover. We'll see how much longer I keep up this split and what I decide to change in the future, if anything. You know, I think for me, a big thing with working out and why it was such a struggle for me to like get back into it, not just because of like the health issues and the mobility issues and pain and discomfort and all those things, but like as I started feeling better, I think a big thing was honestly just like having to figure out what exactly was going on with me that day. Let's say I had planned to work out and then I come home and I just like get hit with exhaustion, because that was what would always happen with me. I'd have to sit there and I'd be like, okay, like am I genuinely tired, or is it just an emotional exhaustion? Am I genuinely sore and I feel like I need to give myself a break and give myself a rest day? Or can I maybe just do something that day? I think I just had to learn the difference, and I'm still learning the difference between like genuinely feeling like I cannot do something that day because I genuinely just feel tired, I genuinely just can't do it that day, or if it's just like a mental block and it's like an emotional thing and I need to just assess myself, figure out exactly which one it is, and then go from there. And I will say 90% of the time, it is just like an emotional mental block. So I'm like, oh, well, you know, you are challenging yourself. So like, what if you just did it? And then I do it, and oh my God, it all works out and I feel great. The next thing is just kind of small, but honestly, taking my vitamins. You know, with all of my health issues, there's gotta be some type of vitamin deficiencies in there somewhere. I take a woman's one a day just to cover all the basics. I take fish oil, vitamin D, biotin, magnesium, and then a woman's probiotic. As of right now, I honestly don't know what I'm deficient in. Another goal of mine is to go get blood work done and see exactly what vitamins that I need. But as of right now, I don't think I'm gonna like overdose on anything. Like, I don't think I'm gonna overdose on vitamin D because I never go outside. So yeah, just taking my vitamins every day. It's been a fun time. Not really, because I hate swallowing all those pills at once, but I do it anyways because it's good for me. Now, these last two are also some bigger ones. The first one is no more calorie counting. This ties back into the eating disorder stuff that I was talking about before. My tummy kind of hurts right now. As of this point in my life, calorie counting is just not good for me. I start out okay with it, and then I start to obsess, and then I start to freak out. And it happens every single time, and I keep putting myself in this cycle, and I'm done. I'm tired. I have decided that I just need to relearn my hunger cues, because after having disordered eating for so long, whether I was binging and overeating, whether I was under eating, whether I was binging and purging, I just lost my hunger cues, okay? I don't know what it means to feel hungry anymore, or at least I didn't. I'm slowly starting to get them back. My thoughts every single day is just food, okay? So like my hunger cue can't just be like, oh, I'm thinking about food, obviously I'm hungry. Well, no, like I'm thinking about food 24/7. So my hunger cues have to be more physical things. One thing for me is that I will start to feel like a weird, it literally almost feels like an empty feeling in my stomach, and then my throat will start to feel weird. That's a hunger cue. Sometimes I'll get a little like woozy in the head. Oh, that's a hunger cue. Sometimes I'll get really fucking irritated. That's a hunger cue. You know, I'm learning more and more how to recognize those things, and it's getting easier to just like, if I'm at work and I'm thinking about food, I'll sit there and I'll be like, am I actually hungry? I genuinely don't know. Sometimes I just don't fucking know. So then I'll wait. I'll give myself like 15 minutes to like a half an hour. And if I still feel that way, or if I feel worse, maybe I am starting to get those hunger cues, that's when I know I'm hungry, time to eat. You know, I was also somebody who was brought up where, you know, you gotta finish everything that's on your plate. Well, congrats. That really helped me out there, because now I feel like anytime I put food on my plate, I gotta finish all of it. But I really don't. Like, I don't have to do that. It's hard learning, especially when you grow up in a household where we weren't exactly poor. We were like lower middle class. So it's not like I ever went hungry or like had to worry about food, but it was a thing where it's like, no, my parents spent money on this. I am not just going to throw this food away, because throwing the food away means throwing the money away. But at the same time, I can either put it away for leftovers, or honestly, like if it's garbage either way. If I don't want to eat it and I'm forcing myself to eat it, that is garbage. That is not good for me. And if I'm just throwing it out because I'm just not hungry anymore, and maybe there's like 3 bites left and there's no point in saving it, then that's garbage. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's 3 bites. What is that? 10 fucking cents? It's such a simple thing, but having the ability to put food on a plate, eat it slowly, not feel like I have to like shove everything down my throat, and then like put it off to the side when I'm done with it, when I still have like food left, because I've realized, oh, I'm full right now, I'm satisfied. Like, that's such a good feeling. I've never had that before, and it's so weird to have it now. And the thing is that when I was calorie counting, I wasn't able to do those things because I would be like, well, I'm already logging the food, so I have to eat it, right? And then if I don't eat it all, well, then I gotta subtract all this shit and like figure out how much I actually did eat, and then I gotta weigh stuff out, and it's just tiresome. It was just too much for me. And I will be honest, another thing that has helped with that, I think, is being back on medication. The food noise is still there, but it's not as loud. I'm still thinking about food 24/7, and I'll still have those moments where I'll like worry, but I'm not worrying in like an obsessive way. I'm not letting it ruin my entire day. I'm not letting it dictate how I feel and how I feel about myself. Also, it's not like I'm like restricting myself either. I mean, even when I was like in my really severe ED days, I was never that type of person where I was like, I'm not gonna have bread or sweets or whatever. No, as long as I was eating under my calories, I was fine in my brain. But like now it's like I'm eating certain types of food, like healthier types of food, because I just genuinely enjoy them, and like I know that it's good for me, and I know that food is fuel. I want to eat those things for those reasons. I want to eat them because I know that I want to be healthy and I want to better myself. I'm not eating them because I want to be fucking 100 pounds. I think I fully believe in like the 80-20 rule, where like you are healthy 80% of the time, and then 20% of the time you give yourself some fucking grace with eating a cookie and having a drink. And then the last thing that I've been doing is not weighing myself every single day, or even just like every week. I definitely attribute my self-worth to the number on the scale, and that is something that I'm still struggling with. And it's really annoying because I know that logically it's not fully accurate on how I look. Like, okay, my weight now is the same that it was in 2017, which was when I started dieting and like starting to lose weight and, you know, started the whole like disordered stuff. But like, even though I'm the same weight now than I was back then, my body does not look the same at all. It does in certain ways, but like the weight like sits differently on me, and it's really weird to see that. I was so unconfident and honestly like hated myself and was like so disgusted with myself back then, which was why I wanted to lose weight in the first place, because I just didn't like myself. Now I feel a lot more confident. Okay, so I got a little bit of weight on me. Like, who cares? I still look fucking good. And the number on the scale doesn't attribute to like water weight and hormones. What percentage of that is fat? What percentage of that is muscle? It doesn't tell you those things. It can be like a good indicator to see like how you're doing, but I don't think that that should be like the end all be all, which is why I've opted to only weighing myself once a month. So I'm doing it on the first of every month. But then also I'm just gonna do like progress pictures and videos. So bra, underwear, front, side, back, and then I'm just gonna compare them month by month and I'm gonna see my progress that way. And if I'm not seeing any progress, then I'll know what I want to switch up, if I want to switch it up at all. So that is the 1 month update on how I am transforming my life and bettering myself. I'm honestly like really excited. This is the first time in a long time, and this may sound sad, but this is the first time in a long time where I'm actually like just excited to be alive. I know that sounds dark. You go through a lot of stuff and a lot of trauma and pain, and you kind of get to a place where you just don't know what you're living for anymore. And now I feel like I have that like motivation, that drive again, and it's really exciting. And yeah, I just can't wait to see like what I accomplish and what I'm capable of. I will hopefully, probably, most likely, I want to say definitely, be back in a month and give you guys another update and give myself another update to look back on so I can see where I'm at there. Maybe talk about how the body recomp is doing, see if I'm noticing any changes in my body, seeing if I'm noticing any changes in my mobility, if any of the yoga stuff gets better, if I can maybe push myself harder during Pilates. I'm just excited to see what happens, and I'm excited to talk about it and take you guys with me. This was long-winded. If you watched the entire thing, thank you so much. Like I said in the beginning, like the video, comment a goal that you have or a goal that you have accomplished, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.